Yeah, great question. The question was, will the students need to sit a test so that I know where they are academically? Absolutely. It'll be a fun test though. All tests are fun, aren't they? Yeah. The really important thing is that as teachers, the teachers that you will be having when you arrive on the 31st of January, that they know where you're at and that they can help you improve. So that if you are that student who's at Year 10 level in algebra, that they know that and they can help you extend. But of course, it's just one test on one day. The really important thing is that the teachers get to know you and that we rely on much more than the tests to get to know you as well. And that we respond to you and we track and monitor your learning and that we help you focus on that learning growth. So no matter what level you're at, it's all about that growth you can make in your learning. Inter-school sports, that's one of those programs I said I didn't put up a slide about. So we'll be part of the Darebin sporting districts and we'll be interacting with all of the other schools. And within the sporting district, we'll be able to engage in all of the sports that are catered for within our district. So the district looks after really mainstream sports like basketball, soccer, cricket, etc., etc. So depending on whether students, if there's enough students interested in cricket, then we'd put together a cricket team. If nobody's really interested in synchronised swimming, then we probably won't put together a synchronised swimming team. So it'll respond to what the students are interested in and will be part of that Darebin sporting district. Victoria's been opening schools since the Domestic Arts High School with its housewifery training. So there's actually quite a long history in Victoria and across the world of opening new schools. So there's a lot of practice and expertise that I'm already drawing on from Steve Cook at Albert Park, from Colin Simpson at Richmond, who I met with today, opened Richmond High School this year. So there's a lot of expertise in how we make those schools successful. Albert Park, you might know, is a really, really successful school that opened just a few years. It's only recently graduated its first Year 12s. So there's a lot of experience in our professional community and I'm connecting in with those people to make sure that we're bringing that knowledge with us and helping us set us up for the future. The question was, do I plan to have a student wellbeing team that works holistically with parents and students and families? Is that a fair summary? Great. For me, one of the most important things is about the relationship between every teacher and all of the children. So that's the core and crux of student wellbeing in any school. It's about the relationship between the child and the adults in the environment. And that doesn't mean that we wouldn't have a wellbeing team, but it means that every teacher is a wellbeing teacher. Every teacher is responsible for children's health and their wellbeing and their enjoyment of school and their ability to find the joy in what they're doing. And then yes, we will have specialist people within the school who can support students with particular things that might crop up, as happens with bereavements in families, and there are times in life as you work through high school that things can get tough, and we'll be there to support our students. But for me, what's really, really critical in employing all of our teachers is that I'm not only looking for teachers that are the best teachers of maths and science and history, that they're the best in their discipline. I'm also looking for teachers that bring the joy to their work. And I spent a lot of time at Northcote High School recruiting teachers. And one of the things I really like to say is, I don't really care whether you're the best historian in the world. I don't care whether you've written novels and plays and you're an amazing actor. What I really care about is that you bring some joy to your work and that you instill that joy in the learners, that they feel that they're connected to you and they're connected to their learning and they feel great and joyous about coming to school to learn. And that's the hub of a really strong wellbeing program in a school. Great, thank you. The question was, am I thinking about having an ACE program similar to Northcote? Not in the first year. We'll see how we're travelling, what our school council thinks. Those decisions about special programs like that and about whether we become accredited to take international students, questions like that are posed by me and our community to our school council, and the decisions that our new school council will make when we have a school council. What happens next is the new school planning group translates into an interim school council, and then once we have actual parents who've got enrolled children, then we can work towards having a school council that will make those sorts of decisions. So the question was, how do we manage to provide a broad program if we can only employ a limited number of teachers with a small cohort first off? So things like the performance components of our curriculum, things like the State School Spectacular enable us to do that component of the Victorian curriculum. Now, it's really important to understand what the Victorian curriculum is, and this is a long way to get to the answer to your question. The Victorian curriculum is from foundation through to year 10, and it's a sort of requirement in all schools across Victoria, whether you're government, independent or Catholic schools. We all teach that same core curriculum, and we're required as schools to make sure that students have access to all those curriculum areas. So it's kind of non-negotiable from my end that we do that, and I'm required to do it as part of the curriculum. So even if it was just me and one student, we would still work through that process of making sure that they have the exposure to all of those curriculum areas. In terms of things like I've mentioned robotics and coding and things like that, I'd like to run those programs in response to what students' areas of interest are. And I talked in my presentation about it not having to be just learning in the classroom, but also learning beyond the classroom. So if we have a group of 7 students or 70 students interested in computer coding, then how do we create opportunities for them to do that work, to engage in something they're really passionate and interested in? And really importantly, I've already had a few conversations with people in this room that I know, there's opportunities for us to connect with expertise in our community as well. So I was having a conversation yesterday by email with a man who was an alumni of Preston Tech, which was the sort of boys' equivalent of the domestic arts school. And he's a now retired professor of engineering. And he's really keen on working with us to form an alumni group across the Preston Preston Domestic Arts School, which became Preston Girls, and across Preston Tech, to form an alumni group and to work with them as alumni on how they can help the school by coming in and running tuition or making donations or scholarships. And then that might be the alumni, but then our whole community can provide opportunities for kids to engage in things as well. So whether I spoke to some people at Preston Market last weekend about running kitchen gardens in the school. Thank you all very much for coming tonight, and we'll be at the market this weekend. Thank you.